Porsha's in the midst of doing something for the Hurricane Harvey victims that were, you know, dealing with the devastation in Houston this past year or whatnot. And I think that's a pretty good thing. Sometimes, I wish I could have did something for the hurricane victims. I myself, well, we didn't really get like what Biloxi and Hattiesburg and New Orleans got, but we did get a whiff of Hurricane Katrina. Trust me, so I do know what it's like, just a tad bit. But I ain't get what everybody else got. You know what I'm saying? But in the midst of them planning all of that stuff, her and Lauren and getting it all together. You know what I'm saying? She gets a phone call from Shamea. And Shamea said that she saw a post from Porsha on Instagram basically stating that, basically talking about what she's doing for the Harvey victims and she wants to be a part of it. Now, this would be Shamea and Porsha's first conversation since Shamea's bridal shower. And that is a bit odd. Honestly, even though when it comes down to Shamea versus Porsha, I am on Team Shamea for my own reasons, mainly because I do feel like Porsha did do her dirty for Phaedra. She did turn on Shamea for Phaedra. I ain't gonna never change my mind on that. I don't give a fuck who get mad. I ain't never changed my mind. But that was kind of weird knowing that, okay, this bitch ain't talked to me in 2 months. And now she see me talking about going to Houston to do a damn charity thing. And now she want to talk to me. Okay, bitch. But, it's good to see that Porsha was being more mature about it. And she allowed her to be a part of it. Because my Aquarian ass, if I ain't fucking with you, I ain't doing shit with you. You ain't doing shit with me. Bottom line. That's how my Aquarian ass is. But that's neither here nor there. Aquarius season. Okay, so Cynthia and Candy, they have this meetup and they discuss Cynthia going to Houston as well to do something for the Hurricane Harvey victims, and she's throwing an event. And Candy said, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not going to go. I wish I could, but I did donate money already, so I got things to do with Riley this weekend, so I'm not going to be able to go. And then she asked, was Porsha going to go? Was she going to Porsha's event? Where Cynthia was like, well, I haven't heard much from Porsha, but if she comes to my event, I would definitely support her event. Kenya was supposed to be at the dinner with Candy and Cynthia, but then she calls and she asked Kenya could she go, but Kenya said that she couldn't go. It's funny how Kenya ain't never able to do shit. She's giving me a bit of Kim Zolciak, on season 4 and 5, her last 2 seasons when she was, coincidentally not able to do shit just because she married and just because she got a man and all of that shit. You know how bitches want to change when they get a man. King ain't no better than Cynthia, child. But then we get to Tyrone and Sheree. Now Tyrone, Sheree on the phone with Tyrone, and he sicking that deep ass voice on her, getting her hot and bothered. And they decide, and she decides to tell him about what the fuck Nene been saying about him. And apparently Nene was trying to get with Tyrone a couple of years ago, back when she was on Celebrity Apprentice. And I'm like, oh my God. She really just sitting up here spilling all of this motherfucking tea, seriously. Like, she really spilling it. But it's crazy to me how Sheree is so quick to take this main side. You ain't known Tyrone that long. You've known Nene way longer than you known him. But you taking his side, the nigga in jail for fraud, bitch. I don't give a damn what the motherfucking case is saying. He went to jail for fraud. So I would not be so quick to believe what the fuck he say. I know you and Nene's relationship hasn't been rock solid for the last couple of years. Y'all just now getting cool again. But bitch, I take her word before I take his. That's just my personal opinion. Or better yet, I just won't say shit at all. But Nene should not be talking about this woman, man. Whether he's, doing 5 to 10, that's his motherfucking business. She really shouldn't be talking about him being some con artist, because if somebody said that shit about Mr. Greg, her ass would have been mad. So, Nene, keep your mouth off these folks' men, because he say he got tea on your motherfucking ass and you don't want to go there with him, so shut up. But you don't know how to do that. So, Block reaches out to Riley after Candy and Riley go, driving. And, he wants to spend more time with Riley. And as a matter of fact, from what they were saying, the backstory behind this is that, ever since they had that dinner together, the 3 of them had that dinner together and all of that shit, he's been calling her once a week, you know what I'm saying? And he's been trying to make that move. And Riley's still kind of awkward. She's still kind of, standoffish, which is understandable. I mean, after so many years of a parent not being in your life, it is difficult to build a relationship with them when you get older, when they finally decide that they want to be in your life. Because, and I'm not coming for nobody, just in case any of my family members are watching, but they're just like, okay, me and my dad, when we first buried the hatchet, you know what I'm saying? It took me a while to get used to him. But now we talk maybe twice a month. My grandmother, on the other hand, we're still not that close. And it's very difficult. It's only so much I can give because I don't know her like that. So it's like when I'm around her, I'm very cordial. I hug her. I did hug her at my Uncle Vet's funeral this past Saturday. Well, last Saturday. I hugged her. I had a small conversation with her. And then I went on about my way. So it's not like it's a negative interaction, but it's hard because I don't really know her and she doesn't really know me. All she knows that I'm a grandson, and all I know is that she's my grandmother. I don't know anything. I don't know much about her. So it is difficult and plus so much time has been lost that it's probably gonna always be like this. But at least I don't hate her as I once did. I'm able to be cordial with her. I'm able to be nice with her. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So I do get where Riley coming from. When she broke down, that hurt my heart because, that's how I was when I grew up without my father. Like, I was like that. I was very rebellious, always speaking out against him, always bashing him, always crying, always in my feelings when Father's Day came around. I know how that feels, and I see how my brother is with his father, and he don't fuck with his daddy at all. So I do understand. So yeah, that was sad to hear. But later on, Candy reached out to Block, and like she was saying, she cannot force Riley to be cool with Block. And I saw a couple of people on Twitter saying that she's forcing it, but I don't think she's forcing it. What I'm thinking is she's trying to more so encourage her to get to know Block. And that's rightfully so, because if she was speaking against the man in front of her, then y'all would have something to say about that. Because women get a bad rep a lot about speaking against somebody's daddy or thinking it. You know what I'm saying? At least she's trying to push his way so she can get to know him. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a rough road. It took me and my daddy a long time to get to where we are now, and it's still difficult because sometimes those conversations about what happened in the past are still tender. And I think the only way that'll be fully healed is if we all go to therapy together, because I'm going to therapy for my daddy issues. So I think Candy, Block, and Riley should go to a therapist. I think it's only right. Okay, so Cynthia, they're all in Houston, and Cynthia has her event. Mal there, Porsha even arrives, and alongside Lauren and Shamea, all of them are there. And, Porsha come up there, she gives, she shows Cynthia some love. And, y'all know I don't fuck with Porsha. I haven't fucked with Porsha since season 8, you know what I mean? Like, well, not really season 8, since last season. I haven't fucked with her since then. And like I said, it's not really about Candy. It's about what the fuck she did to Candy. It's about how she was a fake bitch. That's why I don't fuck with her. But at the same time, she was very positive. Like, she didn't give me nothing to roll my eyes at. She didn't give me nothing to read her about. Like, she was super supportive of Cynthia. So I do commend her for doing that. You know what I mean? And Kenya arrived at the event. Surprisingly, she was able to be there. So when it came time for Porsha's event, before I get into that, Shamea and Porsha, they finally had a conversation in the hotel room. And honestly, I think it was needed, because at the end of the day, Porsha felt some kind of way about Shamea handling her in front of everybody at the bridal shower. Totally understandable. Shamea wanted to talk about what led to what happened, but Porsha really doesn't like to rehash shit. And sometimes I feel like you have to rehash it just so y'all can have a conversation. But then again, sometimes rehashing it only makes it worse and it doesn't help. That's why sometimes me and my father have a conflict, because even though we're in a better place, when he brings up old shit, And you know, it doesn't help. It makes it even more awkward. Like, just if you're gonna forgive a person, you need to let go of the past. Shamea, if you're gonna forgive Porsha for choosing Phaedra over you or whatever you felt she did, let it go and move on. We don't need to hear it no more. Cause I hate it when a person says I forgive you and they still bring up the shit that you supposedly did to them. That's one thing about it. Cause see, if I forgive somebody, you ain't gonna never hear it again. You ain't gonna never hear it from me again. It's water under the bridge. You will never hear it again. Ever again. But I won't forget. That's what us Aquarians don't do. We don't forget. So, Cynthia said she was coming to Porsha's event. But child, once Kenya came, Cynthia did what Cynthia does. She turned her back on Porsha and went over there to Kenya's event. I thought that was real fucked up. And this is why I haven't liked Cynthia for so many years. And I was just beginning to warm up to her last season. I was really beginning to warm up to her. But this is why I don't be fucking with Cynthia, because of the flip-flop shit she do. Just because Kenya was here, that does not mean that you really had to flop sides on Porsha and not go to a damn event. That was fucked up, and I would have felt some kind of way about that. It was totally fucked up, and you could have still win. Kenya wasn't even coming, but that's how you do, the same way you did Kenya when Nene came. You acted like y'all wasn't best friends, bitch, bye. So, while they working on the house, Shamea comes in Porsha's place to help out Kenya and the rest of them do the house. So, she don't know where the house is, so she calls Kenya for directions. Kenya straight up dismisses her and hang up in her fucking face. Like, straight up. And she was even being rude to Cynthia. And when Shamea finally came, she was still being rude. Still, like, being grumpy as fuck. And I'm like, bitch, what is your problem? Are you moody? I know you're an Aquarius like me, because I was just moody the other day. And I flashed out on one of my co-workers and didn't even mean to. But I apologized for it. Something that you don't know how to do sometimes. Bitch. You was flat out rude to Shamea, point blank, period. So, after all of that, they all go to lunch, go to dinner, and Kenya is late again. Lauren calls Cynthia out at the table, which I'm glad she did, because at the end of the day, Cynthia was fucked up for not showing up to Porsha's event after Porsha came to her event. Despite the fact that she's had issues with her motherfucking ass, she still came to her fucking event. Straight up. Cynthia was wrong for that. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Like, that was straight flip-flop ass bullshit. Why would you do that? Why would you say you're gonna come to her event, then as soon as Kenya come, you switch sides? Like, what type of shit is that? And ain't no way you can run and hide from that. So Kenya finally comes, and then, you know, Shamea, as Shamea talking about how she felt about how Kenya dismissed her, Kenya walks through the door, and she confronts Kenya about it, and Kenya was still being dismissive and very rude and didn't want to hear nothing she had to say. She apologized, but the apology wasn't sincere. She just apologized so Shamea can shut the fuck up, but she was simply wrong for that. All she had to do was listen to what the girl had to say, and as the girl trying to get her feelings out, she get up from the table and storm off, then want to cuss producers out and talk about she's being attacked. Bitch, you're not being attacked. Ain't nobody attacking your victimizing ass, bitch. You are rude. Point blank, you are fucking rude. And when Porsha went back there to see about you, something she did not have to do, seeing as though she don't fuck with you, she didn't have to do that. But she went back there to check on your weak ass, and you turned on her too. That was fucked up. Then when Cynthia tried to check on you, you let the window up on her ass talking about something. This ain't a moment. This ain't a moment. Bitch, who the fuck you supposed to be? Seriously. Now, I was just warming up to her. I was just getting off her ass. But now she done pissed me off. This bitch can never own up to her shit. Bitch, you was rude to Shamea. Just own up to that and move on. You was flat out fucking rude. You were. You fucking were, bitch. You were rude. And that's just what it is. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Kenya fans, whatever. The bitch was rude. She was straight up, flat out rude to that girl when she didn't have to be. Then when to cuss out producers, like, that's why Mark don't want to be a part of, because they're trashing his wife. Ain't nobody trashing you, bitch. But you acting like Kim, dog. The same way Kim did, hitting cameramans and shit, leaving the motherfucking, hitting cameramen, leaving the motherfucking restaurants and shit. But that's my review on the Housewives of Atlanta, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop. Bye, y'all.